Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to the first session on advanced machine learning and generative AI. Actually, we are super excited to have you here today. This session marks the beginning of your journey into one of the most in demand fields in technology right now. So, whether you are a student, a working professional, or someone planning a switch, this could be your first real step into the AI world. Okay, so to keep it short, this particular session is designed to be short and packed with useful insights that can actually shape your career. Okay, so without any delay, let's get started. Hope my voice is clear. Someone please message in the chat box.
We can hear you, Naveen, clearly, and we can see your screen as well.
Thanks for the confirmation, Manu. Yeah, so what is our today's agenda, right? Just to keep it simple, today's session is all about these four things. Okay, we'll be talking about the AI job market, how companies are using artificial intelligence, and why this course is going to be a game changer for you, and how we plan to get you from beginner to job ready. Right, these are the four things we are going to discuss today. Okay, this session won't be long, so you need not to worry about that. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, let's go. And before going any further, let us introduce ourselves. This is Naveen on the right side, and I have overall of 8.5 years of IT experience, and currently I'm working as a AI specialist in one of the MNC based companies, and I'll be your instructor for generative AI. Okay, and along with me we have my co-trainer who is currently working as a AI product manager. And yeah, before I introduce him about to you, let me request him to introduce himself so that you'll get a good understanding over the trainers.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for your quick introduction. Hey guys, Vasant here. As Naveen did mention, I have close to 8 years of experience. I'm currently working as a product manager in Gartner. That's and I'm excited, you know, to start this journey. I'll be your instructor for machine learning, and I hope our journey mm, will be more interacting and live and engaging. And yeah, I'm excited, and let's get started now.
Yeah, thanks Banu for this quick introduction. So guys, together we have designed this course to be practical, industry ready, and super beginner friendly as per our institute's decision. Okay, yeah. So, firstly, we have this doubt, right? These days, why is AI gaining so much attention across industries today? So, let's be honest, AI is no longer just hype, right? It's everywhere. So, we have been using AI from couple of years, right? So, the machine learning, it all started in 2016. It was booming from that particular time. However, recently from the past 2 years, we have been using AI related tools, whether it may be for making the presentations or using the chatbots like ChatGPT or Gemini, etc., in our daily day-to-day tasks, right? Also, this Alexa, Siri, and Cortana, which are part of your Android systems or iPhone related systems. So there also we have been using the AI voice assistants, right? So by that, we understood that from smart assistants to healthcare, finance, marketing, AI is not just a tool; it's a career engine, right? It has become a career engine, I would say. Okay, so now let me show you a report published by World Economic Forum. Okay, so this is on the fastest growing jobs from 2025 to 2030. Okay, so between 2025 and 2030, some roles like artificial intelligence and machine learning engineers or data analysts are among the fastest growing. Here you can see it has a growth rate of 78% year over year, right? And the demand is skyrocketing, but there is a real shortage of skilled professionals to meet it, right? So you can refer to this particular survey done by World Economic Forum, or the study we could say. Okay, so yeah, someone messaged. They are not able to hear my voice. It seems. Hope everybody is able to hear me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah. Yeah. So you could go through this particular PDF, and you will get a very good idea. So some of the journals have been saying, or the studies or the reputed organizations are saying that AI is going to create millions of jobs in the coming 5 to 7 years, right? And it is starting from 2025 itself. Yeah, and we must know what strategy are the companies performing for integrating AI into their system. So most of the companies, like every big company right now, is asking, how do we use artificial intelligence to grow faster, work smarter, and stay ahead of everyone, right? And the strategy that are being played by companies mostly is reskilling and upskilling existing workforce to better work alongside AI. So whether you are working in a product based company or MNC, any service based company, so you would have already got this mandatory trainings like mandatory generative AI training, or having a knowledge on LoRa and PEFT, or any AI related trainings. You have been assigned in your companies, right? So this is the strategy the companies are being playing from a couple of months, right? They are indirectly reskilling and upskilling the existing workforce, because there is a lot of potential for the AI, and it is going to create many jobs in the coming years. So that's the reason companies, instead of hiring new people who know that, they are also reskilling the people who are outside that field. Okay, maybe you are a tester, or maybe you are any administrator related person. So they are assigning these courses to have a good knowledge over the things which are booming today. Okay, and these are the strategies. Don't worry, I'm not going point to point, but to give you a short and a sweet representation of the strategies that companies are being played, you can also refer to this in the same report itself. Okay, so these are the organizational strategies for AI integration. Yes, and so this is the most frequently asked question. I need not to say, even most of you have this question in your mind as well. So what is the job market for AI roles in terms of salary and growth? Right? Yeah. This is the data that we have collected from reputed job or salary survey portals like Glassdoor, Ambition Box, or Payscale, etc., etc. So these are the salary ranges in Indian market for a mid-range experienced professional. Okay, so if you are coming into the range of from 6 years or 5 to 10 years of experience, so these are the salaries that people are getting outside. So this is not only from the job portals we have taken. We have collected this information from our colleagues working in the same company, or from our friends who are working in the some other companies. All right. So this is the salary range. Hope you got some basic idea, right? Yeah. So what this course is all about: advanced machine learning and generative AI. Okay, and why we are mentioning it as job oriented program, that you are going to see in the coming slides, and we are going to cover it briefly in the coming slides as well. Okay, yeah. So the next question is, when we say machine learning and generative AI, so you should be getting that out. What is machine learning and what is generative AI, and how these are related with each other, right? That we are going to cover now. Don't worry, it will be only 2 minutes of introduction of all these definitions. Okay, yeah. So what is machine learning, right? So let's go to the definition first. Machine learning focuses on the development of ML models that enable computers to perform tasks without being manually programmed for every step. Okay, so this definition might be confusing at this point of time. However, we are already using this machine learning in some or other way. Okay, So this is nothing but you are making the computers to perform tasks without your intervention, right? So you provide data to a machine and you ask it to learn from it, and you will be assigning a task related to that data. So that is nothing but your machine learning, right? And when you do this, you are going to build a model to do the task. That is nothing but your ML models, development of ML models. So hope you got a brief idea about it. But if you are using Gmail every day, you would have already got some idea what this is. So for example, we have Gmail, spam email detection, right? So that is part of machine learning. Or YouTube recommendations, uh, based on the videos that you watch, that is also a machine learning part. And when you open some e-commerce websites like Flipkart or Amazon, you are going to get this product recommendations, right? So they, it is also. And not only about that, you have credit card fraud detections or Google Maps to keep it very clear to you. So it shows you the shortest distance, right? So all these are part of your machine learning. And I have already covered the definition of it. And you should have a, you should have already got some basic idea of it. Okay. And yeah, what is deep learning? Deep learning, as you can see here, a subfield of artificial intelligence, just like machine learning, right? But what is this subfield going to do? Okay, so it all started in 1960s, right? So tomorrow we are going to have a very good introduction on deep learning, and how this deep learning has evolved. Okay, all this kind of things we are going to see tomorrow. But for now, deep learning focuses on learning complex patterns from large amounts of data using neural networks, right? So don't get confused, or um, if you have any doubt on these neural networks at this point, you please ignore, because neural network is nothing but just like your human brain takes data, I mean inputs data. For example, I'm talking right now with you, right? So some of the processing might be happening inside my brain, right? So whatever the processing are happening in our natural organ like brain, the same operations will be happening artificially as well. And that connections are nothing but your neural networks. So it is an artificial network which works just like your brain. Okay, that is nothing but your deep learning, and we are going to discuss about it tomorrow detailedly. But what it is going to do? So are we using this deep learning in our day-to-day life? If you ask me, yes, we are. For example, let's say your face recognition available in your mobiles, right? That is part of your deep learning. And voice assistants, as I said earlier, Alexa or Cortana or Siri, whatever the voice assistants you are using right now, they are all applications of deep learning. And not only that, self-driving cars, right? So you would have heard about your the Tesla company or Waymo company. They are bringing out these self-driving cars, right? So they are all working under the principles of deep learning itself. Okay, and now let us have a light introduction on generative AI, which is a buzzword from the couple of months or from 2 years. Okay, so what is generative AI? You have already heard about it many times in many of the news channels, or research journals, or in your day-to-day life, right? In YouTube videos, etc. So generative AI is nothing but a field that is used for creating a new content. Okay, it may be image, text, music, video, or even entire virtual environments. Okay, so you already know about it, so I'm not going much detail into it. So generative AI, you are using chat GPTs, etc., where any kind of bots, maybe Gemini or someone something. And for image generations, we are using the DALI, and even music generation also. Many companies right now are using this generative AI for creating videos, right? Videos, audio, etc., etc. Okay, many Hollywood production companies also started working on generative AI to create new content. Okay, whether it may be video or audio. Yeah. So this gives you a brief introduction of what these subfields are all about. Okay. And now, so to become a machine learning engineer, what are the skills required? Yeah. So you would have already known about it. What are the skills required to become a machine learning engineer? So these are the skills, right? Python, mathematics, statistics, machine learning, and MLOps, right? But one thing I would like to say here, all this skill set is only till 2022. Okay. So skill set of a machine learning engineer till 2022. Then what happened after 2022? That is our question. So most of the companies are expecting people to have a very good knowledge on these skills as well as part of your machine learning skill set. These concepts as well. These are not add-on skills to this skill set. Okay, these have become essential skills today. Yeah, let me mark it over here. So this I can say the present skill set of machine learning engineer. Okay, if you don't believe me, just let us have a quick look over the Naukri job postings now and see how things are going outside now. Right, a machine learning engineer is a job posting, and let's see what are the required skills for this job posting. Okay, so they want people who can build machine learning models and systems, and they must be having experience, hands-on experience and on LLMs and generative AI techniques, including RAG, agents, and prompt engineering. And yeah, expert proficiency in Python. Okay, this Python was a part of your 20 ML skill set before 2022. So this is a mandatory skill. Apart from this, if you see LangChain, LangGraph, all these come under the generative AI syllabus. LLMs, generative AI, LLM techniques, LangChain, LangGraph, all is part of your generative AI syllabus. And now cloud services, Azure, GCP, or AWS. So they want experience on that, right? And the frameworks we have already seen. So now coming back here, deep learning is involved because LLMs are part of your deep learning, NLP, and generative AI. So all these fields over here are interrelated with each other. Okay, I'll tell you. Let us see one more job posting. Okay, so this is also a data scientist, generative AI. You can apply for this as well. So mandatory skills are data science, generative AI, Python, RAG, Azure, AI, ML, and NLP. Okay, so what more they want? So they want ML algorithms like kernel, naive base, SFBM, decision forest, etc. And they also want GPT, CNN, and RNN. Okay, so these are part of your deep learning, and this is part of your LLM. Okay, again this is the generative AI syllabus. And if you see TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, deep learning toolkits, and experience with NLP and large language models like BERT, Llama, all this part of your generative AI syllabus. Okay, so it is a mix up of machine learning and generative AI syllabus, right? Am I right or wrong? And let us see some other job postings as well, and you'll find the same thing. They want people who have a good knowledge on ML, and also they want the people to have good understanding or good experience at least for 1 or 2 years on your LLMs, GPT, VAE, and GANs, right? So and Hugging Face here. So all these are a mix up of machine learning and generative AI. Okay, and we are going to cover all these topics as part of our program. Our program includes everything to keep you ahead of everyone who have a basic idea on machine learning, and keep you equal to the people who are working in that particular field already. Okay, so if there is a person who is already a AI engineer or ML engineer, Okay, so you will be having a equal knowledge of what that person is having in the real time, right? Yeah, yeah. So now you would have understood. Okay, let me take up. These have become your essential skills, right? These are not add-on skills. Essential skills today for a ML engineer. Okay, so to become a complete machine learning engineer, you should have this entire skill set, and these are all part of our program. All right, when we say this as a job oriented program, we wanted to keep the entire skill set required for the machine learning engineer. Okay, so combining the skills of machine learning, a basic skill set, and now the essential skills like deep learning, NLP, Gen AI, and deployment of those ML models or generative AI models. Okay, now this entirely is our course curriculum. All right, hope you understood this. Yeah, now, so you would be getting this doubt, right? So what are the roles that you can apply after completing this course, right? So yeah, let me note it down here. um, Job roles you can apply after completing this program. Okay, yeah. So you can apply for machine learning engineer, as you already know, and NLP specialist, generative AI engineer, deep learning engineer, AI research scientist, AI engineer, and LLM engineer. So, is it really possible to apply for all these jobs after after finishing the course, right? Yeah, let me tell you one thing here clearly, as you do not know the connection between these topics. So when you are at this point of learning the LLMs in your syllabus, you know, right? So you would have completed the syllabus of deep learning and the introduction of generative AI and NLP and machine learning, everything. Okay, so these are not topics that are independent of each other, but these are the concepts that are related with each other and comes in sequence. Okay, so in our syllabus, if we complete the NLP syllabus, okay, you will be getting knowledge on RNN, LSTM, VST, GRU, etc. Okay, after that we'll be going for transformers, and we'll be starting our generative AI syllabus. Okay, and then we'll be covering our LLM part. Okay, these are all sequence of things. Okay, and each and every concept is dependent on each other. So the sequence will be like, we'll be learning machine learning first, and then we'll be covering deep learning, where we enter the generative AI syllabus. So we'll cover deep learning and NLP, and then transformers, and then LLM. So all these parts have become a connection and sequence of things which we are going to learn, not only in this program, wherever you are going to learn this particular AI skill set. This is the sequence they are going to follow. Okay, so these are the jobs that you can apply after completing successfully of this program. Okay, yeah. Hope you got the idea. You just whatever the job roles you have here, you can just go to the job portals and you can see the syllabus over there as well, and the syllabus or the required skills over there will be part of our course curriculum. You can do it right away today after this session. Okay, so you can apply for any of the job roles that I have mentioned here, not any one of them but all of them you are eligible for. Yes. What our course offers, right? The features you must know, right? So as I was saying, you do not need any kind of prior knowledge to join this course, right? So this is a zero to advanced learning level learning program. All right. So this is a comprehensive training program that even if you have a zero knowledge on any of the skill set that I mentioned earlier, you can join and enroll to this course. Okay, and this is the first feature. So you do not need any prerequisites. And then this course is designed in such a way that you will be having 100 plus hours of live training. Okay, it is not 100 hours, it is 100 plus hours. Okay, because we have taken some other batches before, right, in some other institute actually. So it has taken a little bit over 100 plus hours. Okay, combining this machine learning and generative AI. Okay, and then we are going to cover 3 capstone projects. Okay, so 3 real-time projects they are, we are going to cover in this course to keep you uh, equal to the person who is working in real time. That is very essential, right? After joining in the job, you should not worry because we'll be having 3 capstone projects. Along with this, we'll be dealing with many mini projects internally as part of our program. For each and every concept, we'll be having the mini projects. Yeah, and then this is the industry focused curriculum. So you'd have gone through the brochure that we have provided to you in the WhatsApp group. So there you would have seen a point like these are not only these tools that are covered, right? At the last in the brochure you could see that. Okay, so we have mentioned only certain important tools, but we haven't covered some of the other tools like NLTK, Spacey, or etc etc. But they will be part of your our course. Okay, so in NLP we are going to use this word to vec or NLTK or Spacey, Gensim, etc. All those kind of libraries we did not mention in our brochure, but they will be part of your program, and we are going to cover them thoroughly. Okay, so yeah, hope you got this as an industry focused curriculum. And then we are going to provide you weekly assignments and practice sets. Along with that, exclusive study material to keep you in line with the subject. Okay, so once you listen to that session, after that you can go through the study materials, and it contains a very good content whatever we explained you during the class. It will give you a thorough understanding of the topic, right? Along with that, as I said, we are going to provide you weekly assignments and practice sets which will be used for your practice and in line with the content. Okay, and then what kind of interview preparation or support we are going to give. Okay, firstly, we will be providing you all the interview questions for each topic or for each field I have mentioned, like machine learning, deep learning, NLP. So like that, we have a set of interview questions, and we are going to provide you and make you prepare for that. Okay, and then we'll be providing you resume templates for each of the job role that we have mentioned earlier, right? So NLP specialist or AI research analyst, LLM engineer, like that. We'll be providing you resume template for each and every job role so that you can apply for each of them in job portals. Okay, or we'll provide you the entire resume which contains all these skills. Okay, so and also we'll help you prepare your resume, okay, to meet you the industry standards, and the companies might be looking for some other required skills, right? So we'll be having a preparation of your resume in such a way that it meets the standard. Okay, yeah, so we'll have a thorough discussion on the interview questions and make you prepare for the interviews as well. So hope you got that idea. Okay, now this is a basic question that many people have got earlier, I mean in our previous batches, and where we were working for some other institute earlier, and maybe for you as well, who can enroll to this course, right? So whether you maybe IT professional who is looking to switch to AI ML, you can enroll to this course. And then if you are any professional or a software engineer, IT engineer, IT tester, so seeking to have high paying job or apply for a high paying job, right? So even if you are a fresher and student who are currently taking the graduation, aspiring to build AI career. Okay, so and non-tech professionals who do not have any idea about this AI field, and they would like to switch into this particular field or looking to upskill, or if you are a product manager who would like to have a thorough understanding of AI skills. Okay, so whether you are falling into any of this category, you can enroll to this course and make use of it. Okay, and I have mentioned fresher and students as well, because this course doesn't require any kind of prior knowledge. Okay, this course doesn't require any prior knowledge, that's why everyone is invited. Okay, yeah, please ignore these spellings. Okay, yeah, and then how do we make your learning interesting and faster? Okay, this is one more question. So when you join any kind of course, right, so after some time you'll be getting bored, or your interests fade, right? In that kind of scenarios, you will be in that mode where you won't be learning as fast as when you started that particular program, right? So in order to avoid all those such kind of things and keep our learning simpler and interesting, we have implemented using the ppts. Okay, show you that. So when I open this deep learning, you will understand. So this content is for deep learning. Okay, so these presentations or slides contain some mind maps as well. Okay, so for example, if I am at this point of time teaching, and you will come to know what are the subsequent topics and what are the topics we have covered earlier. Okay, this gives you overall picture of this entire topic, right? So if you do not have this understanding, you cannot, your learning won't be smooth. So because of that reason, we have included the mind maps, and also shortcuts for learning the program or the concept very easily. Okay, and also let me show you some other topic. For example, let's see large language models. Okay, this is part of your generative AI syllabus, and if you see, we have, instead of writing everything on the board, so I can simply go here and write everything, right? For example, I have shown you this particular thing, AI ML and AI universe image here, right? Instead of keeping it over here, I could draw, right? But if I draw it, it takes a lot of time, and even this as well. If I draw this, it takes a lot of time, like 15 to 20 minutes we'll be wasting, right? So instead of doing that, we have added that in our slides itself, so that we'll show you the overall picture over here, and we'll explain these kind of things again in this board. Okay, so how these things are connected with each other and what is the workflow of it, we are going to explain you detailedly in this notepad. Okay, yeah, so that's how we are going to save a lot of time. So this particular program, we can teach in 200 hours also, but why we are confident on teaching this concept in 100 or 110 or 120 hours is because of that reason we have simplified the concepts, and we have simplified the diagrams and workflows as well. Yeah, that's the reason I would say. And we have kept some of the animations for you. See, for example, if you want to learn this concept, and if I am going to draw this in our notepad, it takes a lot of time, right? Even it can't understand, it won't be understandable, right? So to keep it smooth and easy to grab a lot of it, so we have kept these kind of animations which will help you understand what actually it is happening. Okay, so that is one more thing. And along with that, I was telling you about the study material, right? Let me show you how the study material looks like. So yeah, this is a deep learning study material, and once we are done with the concept, you can have a thorough understanding of it by having a glance over this content. Okay, so whatever we teach, the same mostly will be having over here, and even more than that. So you need not to search here and there in the internet for a proper study material to make your understanding easier. Okay, so this is one more thing. So yeah, And yeah, now the most important part. So, what are the capstone projects that we are going to cover, and how detailed they will be to keep you ahead of people who know the basics of artificial intelligence, or to keep you equal to the people who are working in real time. So, these capstone projects help you a lot. So, to remind you again, so this curriculum won't cover only these capstone projects. We'll be having many mini projects as well. Okay, so as I mentioned over here, yeah. So yeah, I would like to take a small break. Let me request Vasant Banu to cover this part. Okay, yeah.
Sure, Navin. Thanks for so far that was a
Yeah, thank you.
nice explanation.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Again, you know me already. Just wanted to quick remind. I'll be your instructor for machine learning, and so there will be three capstone projects as mentioned by Navin. So one of them I wanted to mention here is the first capstone project, uh, which is which the field that we wanted to mention is majorly healthcare domain. So we wanted to cover the project on healthcare domain because that these days it has lots of the field is lots in lot more demand. That's why we wanted to cover that. Okay. Um, so yeah, how do we start the project actually? So we define with the problem statement that talks about the business context. So when we talk about the healthcare domain, we have certain fundamentals which we need to understand before we take up the project actually. Okay. So what's the project is about? So let's say I'm not going to detail explain what project here we're going to take up, because when you join automatically you'll understand. But here, just for the sake of understanding, I wanted to mention that, let's say for example, uh, if we these days, people are getting diabetic easily, right? So let's say for example, one of the company wants to show the or recommend the products to the diabetic patients based on the data, but we don't know what data, what kind of age, what the group of people, right? So company wants to predict this information using machine learning model, and that's the problem statement I wanted to give here. And how do you do that? You need to have a lot of data, right? So for our project, as I did mention, we already stored some of the data files in CSV format or Google Worksheet. But in real time, what you get, how do you get this? Is like you'll have CRM systems, you'll have surveys, you get the data from wearable devices, and you have lots of APIs that will be linked to a software, and from where you will collect the data and store it in some formats on some databases. Okay, that's how you collect the informations. And then next is data that you have is not all the data is correct these days, because there'll be a lot of missing values, there'll be a lot of rows will be empty, and a lot of incorrect data, or the data might be in text format instead of a number. So a lot of mismatches will happen. So as part of project, we will do the data processing using the Python libraries such as scikit and NumPy. And how do we use these libraries? Whether usually we use the Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab. Google Colab is one of the easiest tool that you can use for the Python libraries. Now you have the specified data. Now all the data is corrected. And what we are going to do next is we will build a model based on the problem statement that we have. Let's say, for example, now we have taken the random forest as random forest decision tree model for our problem statement. But when you do the real project, when I'm going to explain, this may not be the exact model. You may have to do, I may have to take a different model, right? Based on, because this is not the real project I'm explaining, but when you go into the when I'm going to explain the project, I will show you how exactly I'm going to select the model based on the problem statement, right? So for that, once you choose the model, what you're going to do is you have 100 tables of the data, and let's say for example, and you divide that into 70% of the data for the training, so that your model can be trained, and rest of the 30% data, what you're going to do is for the testing on the data, whether how the model is working for that. And based on that, you will predict this output of the model at the accuracy. If you feel that accuracy is satisfied, you will go and deploy the model. Otherwise, what you will do is you will try to do the lot of iteration, okay, and then try to improve the accuracy of the model. Okay. Then once for the healthcare domain, most of the times it is nowhere less than 95% of the accuracy will be expected, because these are the life-threatening or the life-changing devices. So you will have to be more accurate. So the project which I took the healthcare sense, that's the reason accuracy is more important when you have health metrics. Now let's say, for example, you have built a model, you'll have to deploy that.
How are you going to do it? I'm going to use the AWS cloud service. I will create the instances, EC2 instances, and put it in containers. And there's also a tool in AWS called SageMaker, which is for the deploying machine learning as well as the AI model. So there, Jupyter Notebook is already available. You will have whatever the code that you write in Jupyter Notebook in some .py files, you will upload into AWS and you will deploy it so that it will stay in the cloud. That's a deployment strategy. And next, the sixth step is, let's say for example you wanted to modify a line of code in Python. It's not easy to every time go and deploy the code, right? You will have to build the pipelines, and so that it will be integrated every time, and it continues. The process is continuous. That's why we have a MLOps technology where we will use the following tools. Let's say for example version control. We will use the GitHub where you will modify the code and once again connect it to the Git server, and that will we will once again connect. Once that model is deployed, we will connect back to cloud service. That's for the version control. Let's say, for example, how do you continuously deploy and integrate the model? We will use the Jenkins tools, and this will go on. And next, how do you monitor whether your machine learning flow is actively receiving the reports or not? We will use the machine learning ML flow tool here. Okay, that's so simply we will use these three tools very much importantly when you wanted to build the machine learning pipeline. Okay,
it will cover the problem statement, data collection, data pre-processing using Jupyter Notebook, and the model building. Okay, and once you done with the machine learning model building, what we will do is we will deploy it in AWS and then do the using MLOps techniques. We will integrate that into the pipeline. So same thing we are going to do in the second capstone project as well, but the difference is that we expect you, we will provide everything. The expectation is from you is to do is by yourself on the so that you will understand, your understanding on the project will be strengthened and much more bigger, because when you go to the interviews, you can confidently say that I have done this project by myself, and by you can be more confident in that. Okay, so that's how I wanted to explain. So it's only that 10% of the effort that you have to do is you will have to do it by yourself. 90% of the time we will explain you how to do this on the second capstone project as well. So these are all the two capstone projects for the machine learning topics. Now I just wanted to give back to Bin to explain the Generative AI project.
Sure, Banu. Yeah, thank you so much for your detailed explanation of the concept. So, guys, so we are at this point. GenAI project it is actually. So this capstone project. So basically, we'll be using the Streamlit application, which collects the user queries and displays the responses, right? So it is a Python web app. So at this point, you may not be understanding what this is, but instead of writing the front end application using some other language, so we could simply use the Streamlit application for displaying your chatbot, and it is being used in the industry. Okay, and we'll also be explaining, instead of using Streamlit, what other sources can be used instead of this. Okay, and then we'll be using GenAI. So AWS Bedrock actually. So this project is on Amazon Web Services. Sorry, AWS. And see, the purpose of this is it generates conversational replies using a pre-trained LLM. Okay, so AWS Bedrock, if you open that, you'll be having some pre-trained LLMs, and on which you can fine-tune them as well. Okay, and then the workflow goes like this. I just mentioned the service that we are going to use in AWS. Okay, yeah, our main intention is to build a chatbot in the cloud. Okay, using the cloud. Yeah, both this. So basically what we'll do is, this is for storing the chat logs. Okay, or user uploaded context files, I would say. And at last we'll be having this Amazon API gateway and Lambda. It is Lambda, which acts as your endpoint work your Lambda securely. Okay, so we are using AWS Lambda, right? So it sends prompts to Bedrock and returns the response. Okay, so when we are at this point, by the time when we were at this point, you would have already got very good understanding of using LangChain, Llama Index, etc. So usually we use these open source frameworks for building any AI related chatbots, okay, applications, I would say. So when you have a particular deep understanding over this, you can apply the same practice or concept over the cloud platform services as well. Okay, by this time you would be understanding a of these services and why to use each of them, and how it is replacing the langchain or llama index functionalities. Okay, yeah. So not only that, in the same way, I would be explaining theoretically how this AWS is similar, or the services similar to the other cloud like Google, and how we are going to use the Vertex AI instead of AWS Bedrock, or AWS Lambda will be replaced by Cloud Functions, Amazon S3 will be replaced by your GCS buckets. Okay, so in that way, you get a good understanding over AWS and Google, but our main capstone project will be on AWS. Okay, yeah, this is an add-on the Google services that we are going to use. Yeah, hope you got a very good understanding of what capstone projects we are going to cover in this project, in this program. This is the flow of it. Yeah, hope you got a better idea what we were discussing earlier. So tomorrow is going to be a very interesting session where we will be covering machine learning and deep learning concepts. Okay, the introduction to machine learning. So we'll be covering what machine learning is, and what are the types of machine learning, etc., etc. And in the same way, we'll be giving you, as I said earlier, introduction to deep learning concept, where you'll understand how the deep learning was evolved, okay, and introduced. So all those kind of things, and the main concept of deep learning, on what basis this deep learning will run in the real world applications. All those kind of things we are going to learn tomorrow, so it will be very interesting. Stay tuned to it, as tomorrow is also a free demo session. All of you can join the session and make use of it, so it gives you a proper understanding on the introductions of the subfields. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. And Banu, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, Naveen. It was very engaging. The session is really engaging, and um, we are very much excited, because a lot of people have joined this call and they wanted to hear what the course is about. So tomorrow is also, I hope the engagement will be the same, and the interaction will be much more. The topics are very much interesting. So please join the guys. Other than this, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time, and we'll meet tomorrow. Yeah, thank you.